Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. While we're waiting for the khidmat brothers, we'll continue a little bit of our talk. There's one hadith in Sahih al-Bukhari that talks about how the rewards of deeds are multiplied. So, the hadith states that most deeds have their reward multiplied anywhere from 10 to 700 times. Al-Hasanatu bi'ashri amthaliha ila 700 ضعف. Every good deed is multiplied by 10 times up to 700 times. But in this hadith, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala intervenes. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that Allah azza wa jalla intervenes at this point. He said that there is one act, one deed that is an exception to this rule. One deed is an exception to this rule of 10 to 700 times. And that deed is, anyone guess? Sawm, fasting. قال الله عز وجل إلا الصوم فإنه لي وأنا أجزي به. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, fasting is not subject to this rule. Fasting is exclusively for me and only I can calculate its reward. That means that those angels that have been deputed to write down the rewards of good deeds, they cannot keep track of the reward that a person gets through fasting. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone can calculate it, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone will repay the person, will compensate the person. Now, Sawm is tied very closely to the theme of patience. Sawm, fasting requires patience. Whether it's abstaining from food and drink, or whether it's controlling our temper, like Hadith tells us that fasting is like a shield. It's a protection. And when one of you fasts, then he should not use any obscene language. And he should not commit any sins. فَلَا يَرْفُثْ وَلَا يَفْسُقْ فَإِنْ سَابَّهُ أَوْ شَاتَمَهُ أَوْ قَاتَلَهُ أَحَدٍ. If somebody starts a fight with him, starts arguing, starts swearing at him, he should not respond. فَلْيَقُلْ إِنِّي امْرُؤٌ صَائِمٌ. His only response should be that, look, I'm fasting, I cannot get involved in this at this time. So this also requires a great deal of patience, and in fact, fasting is an exercise in self-restraint. It's an exercise in self-restraint in all its forms. And so, for sabr, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, إِنَّمَا يُوَفَّى الصَّابِرُونَ أَجْرَهُمْ بِغَيْرِ حِسَابٍ. For those who are patient in this world, they will get their reward without any calculations. It's not going to be something that can be counted, that can be calculated. And the hadith demonstrates that. It illustrates it. The Prophet ﷺ says that people who performed great deeds, the martyr will be brought, but he will still be taken into account. And the person who used to give a lot of charity, he will be brought, but an account will still be opened up for him and he will be judged. And like this, the people of all these great deeds will be brought forward, and فَيُنْصَبُ لَهُمْ diwan. Their book of deeds is going to be opened up. But ثُمَّ يُؤْتَى بِأَهْلِ الصَّبْرِ. Then there will be people who might not have excelled in doing other great deeds of worship and so forth, but they endured a great deal of difficulties in this world. And they kept a policy of patience. Like Yaqub alayhi salam said, فَصَبْرٌ جَمِيلٌ. My policy in dealing with this, I'm going to be extremely, extremely patient. So the people who had to their credit patience, sabr, They will be brought, فَلَا يُنصَبُ لَهُمْ دِيوَانٌ وَلَا يُنصَبُ لَهُمْ مِيزَانٌ. No book is going to be opened, no scale of deeds is going to be set. فَيُصَبُّ عَلَيْهِمُ الْأَجْرُ صَبًّا. Ajr, reward, is going to be poured over them, poured. And it's just going to be coming. It's going to be poured over, and everyone around them is going to become envious. حتى أن أهل العافية لا يتمنون. People who spent their lives in relative ease will wish on that day, لو أن أجسادهم قربت بالمقاريض, if only their bodies had been sliced open to pieces and they had been patient in this world, so they could also get the reward that the people of patience are getting. So fasting is an exercise in patience, and the reward of patience is incalculable. And thus the reward of fasting is also incalculable. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our fasts and entitle us as well, give us a share of that endless reward in dunya and in akhirah. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this exercise of self-restraint a means of our own discipline and a means of us refining ourselves and evolving into better people, so that after Eid, we are actually a better person than the one who started this Ramadan. Many people who were with us last Ramadan, they're not here today. So Allah has given us this chance. Let's use it the last couple of days. Let's not spend them in an idle way. Let's maximize the usage of our time. May Allah give us tawfiq. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.